Welcome back to Starting Smithy. We hope that you've found episodes 1 and 2 useful. If you've not seen them yet, check back on your communications from your primary school for the link and give them a watch. Last week, we were thinking about meeting new people and about the qualities and actions of a good friend. We also challenged you to think about what qualities and actions can damage a friendship. Have you had a go at the body outlines in your workbook? Perhaps you've had some time to think about the things that make you a good friend and the things that maybe you need to work on some more. Meeting new people can be scary, but it's also a great opportunity to make new friends. And we hope that that will be your experience at Smithycroft. This week, we're going to be finding out some more about the pastoral care team, who they are, where you can find them, and how they can support you. And then we're going to be learning some handy hints to help us find our way around the building. Do you remember in episode 1, Sky said she thought that was something that she was going to find difficult? We hear that from lots of primary 7s, that they're scared of getting lost. But we hope by the end of this episode, we'll have been able to put some of those worries at ease.
Everyone in Smithycroft is a pastoral care teacher. You stay with the same teacher throughout your time at the school. That means you get to know them well and you can learn to trust them and have a good relationship with them. At the moment, there's 5 pastoral care teachers in Smithycroft. Mrs. Wilson, Mrs. Hughes, Mr. Brown, Mrs. Asher, and Mr. Murphy. Pastoral care staff are there to listen to you and to give you advice and support about anything really that's worrying you. It might be something to do with school, like friendship issues, or maybe you're struggling with a class. You can go and talk to them. Or it might be something from home that you just need somebody to talk to and listen. Well, your pastoral care teacher is the person to go to in that instance. You will also find that you get them teaching you once a week in PSE. PSE is your personal and social education classes, and it will be your pastoral care teacher leading that. There are 4 schoolhouses in Smithycroft: Barba, Ingalls, Logie Baird and Macintosh. These houses are largely based on your PSE classes, so what you'll find is that either half or all of your PSE class is in the same house. Hopefully this has given you some helpful information about pastoral care, which is something that will be new to you in secondary school. But now it's time to think about finding our way around Smithycroft. So it's over to you, Katie.
Thanks, Livy. Like Jen said at the start of the episode, today we want to give you some handy hints that will help you get around Smithycroft building easier. Are you ready? Let's go. Handy hint number 1. The building of Smithycroft is actually like a giant H with a hat on. Understanding the shape of the overall building will help you loads. The 2 long bits of the H are where all the classrooms and offices are, and the wee short bit in the middle, that's what we call the street area, where lots of you will have been when you're gathered all together for any of the visits that you've been on way back. The street area is home to the field zone. You'll spend break there, and certainly for the beginning of first year, you will also have your lunches there. Opposite the field zone is the stage, and the stage is used all year round for assemblies, for school concerts and shows, and for different award ceremonies.
Handy hint number 2. Practical subjects and non-practical subjects. You're going to have loads of subjects on your timetable at Smithycroft, but all of them fall into one of 2 categories: practical and non-practical. A practical subject is one where you might work at a bench or be up on your feet or on the move. You'll probably use your hands, and you might also use special equipment. So things like techie, science, home ec and music are all practical subjects. Non-practical subjects are ones where you sit at a desk to do your work. Things like English, maths, French and history are all non-practical. for the most part, the practical subjects are all on one side of the H, and the non-practical subjects are on the other side of the H. A good way to remember which one is which is that the non-practical, sitting at a desk writing subjects, are on the same side as the school office, where the staff sit at desks. The practical subjects are on the same side as the stage, where you might do a music performance. The biggest exception to the rule is PE. PE is definitely a practical subject. But do you remember that we said the H has got a little hat on? Well, the hat is on the non-practical side of the building. And the hat is where the PE department is. That's where you'll find the games hall and the gyms. It's one that you're just going to have to remember.
Handy hint number 3. Okay, so how do you find a classroom in Smithycroft? Well, it's on your timetable, and here's how to work it out. In your Starting Smithy workbook that you should have got by now, right in the middle, you'll find a sample timetable. Now, if you look in the timetable, it tells you the subject along the top, then it tells you the teacher's name, and then it's got some letters and numbers like a funny wee code underneath it. Well, that funny wee code is the number of the door. So Monday, period 3 in this timetable, you're going to French with Miss Long in DF 14. So what does that funny code mean? Well, D, funnily enough, stands for door. No prizes for guessing that. Now Smithycroft, as you may know, has 3 floors. The ground floor, the first floor and the second floor. So the next letter, F, in this case, tells you you're on the first floor. But it might have been DG if you were on the ground floor, or DS if you're up on the second floor.
So, let's have a look at putting some of our handy hints in practice, shall we? Ah, here's Jen, ready for her first class of the day. Look, she's very prepared. However, as an artist myself, I'm not sure how much of this is necessary. Nevertheless, here she is. Looking at our timetable, we can see she has art in room DF73. So using our handy hints, first we ask, is it a practical subject or a non-practical subject? Will she need equipment? Will she sit and write at a desk? Well, this is quite an easy one, isn't it? Of course, art is a practical subject. If it's a practical subject, we know it'll be on the stage side of the H. Next up, let's look at the door code. DF. D is for door, F is for first floor, yes. So we know we're going to the first floor on the side of the building with the stage. That's a good start. Let's have a look and see where Jen goes. Let's have another go. Let's see what Jen has after art. She has maths. And Jen's timetable tells her she has maths in DS25. Jen, is it practical or non-practical? Oh, she can't hear me. She's just a picture. So, asking you, is it practical or non-practical? Does she sit at a desk? Does she stand at a bench? Does it require lots of equipment? Okay, yes, she's got a calculator, and yes, it would be helpful to have a blackboard and things like that to learn, but actually, it's clearly a non-practical subject. So we know it's on the side of the H that does not have the stage. Looking at the door code, DS25. D, door, S, second floor. So we know that Jen has got quite a trek to go from art down along through the street area and up to the maths corridor. It's a Friday, which is a slightly shorter day, which means after maths, Jen will head to the street area where everyone at Smithycroft has their break time. After break, Jen has science in room DS42. Now, we've pretty much cracked these handy hints, so let's just whiz through this. We know it's practical. Science, there's lots of equipment for experiments. You learn a bench with a stool, and just look at those gorgeous goggles that Jen is modelling for us. So we know it's practical, so we know it's on the side of the building with the stage. Door code D, door S, second floor. So upstairs we go to the science department. After science, Jen has one class left before lunch. She has PE. Now we know PE is a practical subject, and Jen's already told us earlier in this episode that it doesn't follow the rule that we've been learning about, with practical being on one side and non-practical on the other. PE needs lots of space, and I like to think of it as the hat that goes on the H. However, we can still use the door code to help us. So let's take Jen from science to PE. And there we have it. We've successfully got Jen from class to class all morning using our handy hints.
Thanks for joining us for episode 3. We hope that the handy hints will help you not to worry so much about getting lost. And remember, if you get stuck, you can always ask someone for help. We've got one more activity today, and you'll find it at the back of your transition booklet. Here you'll find some colour-coded maps of each floor in the school. We'd like you to go onto the Smithy website, onto the transition tab, and to download the transition process booklet. On page 5 of that booklet, you'll find which subjects correspond with which colours on the map. Why not take some time to note them into your workbook? Remember, if you've got any comments or questions about today's episode, you can ask an adult at home to help you connect with us on Twitter or on Facebook. But we'll see you next time for episode 4. Bye for now.